I'm looking at the office door so that we can start episode 2
or 3 or 4 or 5
Stanley Parable, or 427, depending on if we're going by endings that we've already discovered, or the amount of cheesecake that I want to eat. Because we're gonna pick up right on that. Like, if you guys missed the last one, like, we're the Super Monkey Fighters. I'm Loki, Monkey Feathers, and Nugget are here. If you don't know who we are, this is mainline single player. I'm playing, they're watching. Last time, we were discussing cheesecake and coconut.
Yes. It's a very passionate topic.
You, as the audience member, you need to choose which side you're on.
Just like this game.
The righteous side of anti-cheese or anti-coconut, pro-cheesecake, or Loki's side. Or are you going to side with the filthy, dirty, rotten liar of Papa Nugget, who hates cheesecake and loves coconut?
And just like any great political campaign, I would counter that argument saying there's the villainous anti-coconut side, or the glorious... I already screwed it up. See, that's why I'm not a politician.
Yeah.
I mean, you were going pretty good, except for the fact that you're trying to say the glorious cheesecake. But
what the?
Cheesecake is terrible, and coconut is amazing.
What just happened?
You got teleported into a closet. What are you, what is it, like a Kelly song? An R. Kelly song, I think.
I don't know. Trapped in the closet?
Yeah, trapped in the closet.
I was standing in that room. I turned around and clicked the button to close the door. And this is what's here now. This is what coconut does. This is what coconut does to you.
Yeah, it's, what is it? Like a 10 like epilogue story song thing that I think it's R. Kelly that like Trapped in the Closet. I think that's the name of the song. But it's like a 10-part like song series thing. I know that I'm butchering this.
Well, yeah. Also, we're totally sidetracked.
We're getting distracted on the real issue here.
You are filibustering the cheesecake.
You are totally filibustering
cheesecake
this
debate.
I am. I'm the politician who's trying to just fill in time so that we don't vote on which one's better.
I think this was one of the bullet points, was to just like not do anything for a very long amount of time, and then
you'll eventually
Elohim will pipe up and kill you.
So while we're waiting to die, we must hear from Nugget why cheesecake sucks, and then we'll hear from Loki and his debate of why coconut sucks. So first up is Nugget.
All right, so let's just start off with like basic facts. So if anyone wanted to talk about putting cheese and cake together, I don't know who in their right mind would think that that's a good combination. Because you have kind of very aggressively aged, like basically use bacteria to curdle milk. And then you're going to put that with a sweet dessert. To me, that is not a good combination.
So is there actually cheese in cheesecake? I've never actually made a cheesecake. Just enjoy it. I don't know.
You love it so much. I hope I would.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say cannolis are full of ricotta, and they're delicious as well.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, if you love it so much, you should know what you're eating.
I think I got stuck in the wrong place, so...
You have to just wait until you die or something.
I don't want to wait.
I think this parable is trying to force us to have this conversation. This difficult conversation that neither of us want to have.
That you can't run from. That you
can't run from it. It's going to make you do it.
It's so perfect.
I think we broke the game.
Yep.
We broke the game with your cheesecake hate.
Oh, it's my cheesecake hate, not your coconut hate.
We're still hearing the side of why cheesecake is horrible. So do you have any other facts that you can sprout out of why cheesecake is the worst?
From the binder you went to get.
Yes, it is gross. It doesn't taste good. It is terrible.
Terrible.
I believe it's not a parable. It's terrible with a T.
It's
not like your
parable.
long O's, which should be zeros.
They should be. That's how that works. There
That is
are
true.
rules to how the world
fat
works.
O's are O's. Skinny
Are
O's are
O's.
zeros.
Tall ones are zeros.
But yeah, it's gross. And I believe there are certain religions out there that also would agree with me that cheesecake is
What, Scientology? Not that I want to call that a religion necessarily.
I'm not going to touch that one because that might spark another debate, but just saying. I feel like there are people on my side here.
The Zero Monkey Fighters channel that has now become a debate channel while we broke the
Right.
game.
I'm going to start over.
So, for debate, cheesecake is made with cheese. It is typically cottage cheese, cream cheese, or ricotta.
Thank
And it's also made
you.
with eggs and
Delicious.
sugar.
Cottage cheese? Oh my god. Come on.
What's wrong with
You wanna-
cottage cheese?
Have you ever eaten it?
I have eaten cottage cheese.
You are a terrible person
I have
because
eaten ricotta.
cottage cheese is also
and I've
terrible.
eaten sour cream.
Sour cream is the worst. All terrible things.
I don't know about this. You know what? Cheesecake doesn't kill
Wait,
people.
yeah.
Coconut kills more people every year than sharks do,
According to what facts?
according to the internet facts
Which
that I
aren't
found in room
real.
425. Huh? Where's the scary movie about killer coconuts? It's not there. Killer sharks? Ooh, everybody's afraid of sharks. Plus, ricotta is delicious in everything, especially when you add sugar to it. Because that's usually how you make things delicious, is just add sugar to it. All right, I'm starting this over.
All right. It's probably a good
Unless
thing.
do I have an option to reload? No.
Or we're going to have an episode of us just
Just yelling at
complaining
each other
about,
about
cottage cheese. And...
food. Definitely leave a
Coconut.
comment down below. Which side are you on?
Yes. Tell us.
Okay.
Next,
Okay.
when this video releases, we must have a poll that
Yes.
Yes.
that
Which is
asks
better?
everyone's opinion
Or-
because I'm
There'll
passionate
be a
about
poll
this one.
On our community,
And
the
you have
community
to-
tab.
You have to phrase it, which one is worse? Cheesecake or coconut. You can't say which one is better.
All of
You have to
this
do the
co-work
poll
is
of
wo-
which one is worse.
No,
Because,
this
you
isn't
know,
the right office, is
if you
it?
phrase it nice, then people will be like,
office?
well, I like them both, but I guess I like this one more. So you have to say which one is worse to actually get down to the bottom of it. So, any more
left.
any more facts, Nugget, or should we turn the tables over to Loki and he can give his dispute of why coconut sucks?
Nope, I
gross and it kills
think you solved it for me. You fact checked
Yeah,
and
there was not a single
made it clear
person
that
either.
all the worst cheeses
Wave of disbelief.
are
Stanley
associated
decided
Whoa,
to
whoa,
go
whoa.
to
Worst
his boss's
cheeses?
office,
yes,
hoping he might
worst
find an answer
cheeses.
there.
Those are
so here's
all
like,
of the
common
worst
ground.
things.
I will agree with you that cottage cheese is the worst cheese, but that's not that's not bad. Like there's just all the
Sour
other cheeses
cream?
are better.
Sour
cream
cream
and
is,
cheese?
I okay. So it may not be technically a cheese, but it is a dairy product that is one of the worst dairy products out there.
Okay, if we're gonna talk dairy products, I would still
Sorry,
probably say I'd rather have
it's
sour
the
cream.
redheaded stepchild of cheese. Okay, like it's in its own category. Like,
It's its own category.
It's
of
its own
cheese.
things. Like it's not friends with anything.
Coming to a
It's friends with
Stanley
nachos,
walked upstairs
and
to
tacos,
his office.
No,
and cheesecake.
no. It is
Yes, it
placed
is.
upon all
It's-
of them, in which they're like, "Oh my God, what the hell did you just do to me? Why did you ladle this crap on top of me? I was sizzling in my own perfection, and you dumped this shit on me?" No, I disagree wholeheartedly with
No.
you.
Risk. All
Yeah,
because he
it
believed
improves.
everyone vanished.
It's synergy.
His boss would think he was
I mean, it's not
crazy.
quite chocolate and peanut butter, I'll give you that, but it still improves the
Maybe he
dish.
thought to
Well,
himself,
I've said my
maybe I
piece,
am
and
crazy.
I
I'm going to order you like a 5-gallon
wholeheartedly-
drum of sour cream.
I will dump it somewhere where you least expect
None of
it.
made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
I look
Hey,
forward
look,
to discovering
Look,
the cheese.
I
and
have
sour
5 gallons of soy sauce, and it is my best friend.
Automatically behind him.
I can only imagine what I could do with 5 gallons of
These rooms
sour
were starting
cream.
to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself.
Getting
I have now
lost.
decided that this is probably my
Can't be
favorite
real.
episode that'll ever be
At last,
released of
he came to
Mainline.
the conclusion that had been on the tip of his
It's
tongue.
better than
He
the
just hadn't found the
tax
word.
debates.
I'm
Oh yeah,
dreaming.
10 times better than the next debate.
This is all a dream.
So what is your counter argument, Loki?
I found your sour cream.
Found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job.
Man, that's
He
too
wasn't
perfect.
crazy after all.
I'm waiting for your counter
He thought
argument,
to
Loki,
himself,
because all
"I
you've
suppose
said
I'll
is
wake up soon.
it's
I'll have to go
horrible and
back
it's
to my
gross.
boring real-life
So your
job."
counter,
For-
you
for
have
coconut?
to,
I may as
yeah,
well
you
It's
have
got a
to
terrible
go.
texture. It's hairy.
So,
It's
he imagined himself
tastes
lying.
weird.
Began to
What the
and it
shell of
murders
the
people.
coconut has strands of bark that resemble hair. That's your argument?
And it too appeared.
Yeah.
It was so much
So
fun.
the
And
thing
Stanley
that you
marveled
eat is
that
not
it still
hairy. Let's just
wasn't up.
make sure that that's
What
clear.
remained
Yeah, but you know what? It
was
has the texture like it is. It's
perhaps
gross.
the strangest question of them
It's
all
gross. It's
entered
terrible.
Stanley's head.
So does any vegetable or
It's not
fruit,
delicious. It has no sugar in it.
which is fibrous
In my head.
in
If you put it
nature.
on tacos, it would be gross as well. You put sour cream on tacos, they
Now
taste
the voice was
delicious.
But we weren't
describing
talking about sour
something
cream. We were talking about
Stanley,
cheesecake,
who found it
and sour cream's not
Oh,
in
yeah.
cheesecake. So you have to
said it
separate.
was.
Not sour cream. It's cream cheese, cottage cheese, or ricotta. Those are typically what is in.
Cream cheese.
Yes, those are.
Well,
And then you guys got
we had
off
a side
topic with sour
debate.
cream. Yeah, you had a side debate.
I
about
also
sour
hate
cream.
cream cheese. Cream cheese is also terrible.
Yeah, is there a dairy product that you like?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Stanley is as awake right now. As he's
See,
ever
you add
been.
sugar
And
to
half
something
and
that makes it
half in
better.
my coffee.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock.
And that's
That's
it.
Stanley.
Yes.
That is it.
Oh,
Wow.
I knew for certain,
You know, I'm
beyond a
gonna-
doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
And butter.
Just running in circles while
Butter's
you're,
good.
Magical stars just a moment ago.
you're
How else
screaming
would the
about
voice explain
cream
all
cheese
that?
and sour
This voice
cream
was a
and-
part of
You know,
himself,
I have
too.
to say,
Surely, if
Nugget's
he could
given
just-
a stronger political
He would
debate
prove-
in
he
argument
would
for
prove that
why
he was in
cream cheese
control.
sucks.
Yeah,
That
and
this
you know what?
cheesecake and things like
Oftentimes,
that.
the most passionate person is the one who's wrong. They're blinded by their passion, and they're blinded to the truth that coconut is gross. It kills people.
On his back.
It's terrible.
Now,
People
here's
will
the
trick you into eating it.
because
That's the
Nugget
thing. You
went.
say you don't like cheesecake, somebody's just like, "Yeah, that's weird," and then you have a weird debate about it.
All right,
You
so
say you
give
don't
me,
like
give
coconut,
me
people
proof.
trick you,
Let me
people
go back
trick
to
you,
my
people
job.
trick you into eating it
Let
just
me
because you don't like
continue
it.
And there's
pushing
also
the
people that
button.
make up shit
Please.
and lies
It's all
about trying to, in
I
order
want my
to
apartment,
sway others
my wife,
to see their
my
side. So
job.
I want to know
All I want
what
is
facts
my
do you
life
have about
exactly
coconut
the way
killing
it's always
people?
been. My
It
life
falls off
is
of trees and
normal.
kills people.
I
It's like
would also
150 a
argue
year.
that
Everything will be
cheesecake
fine.
is saturated in sugar, in which
Which gives you
most
diabetes.
people. See, I like feathers is already on my side.
So it's just like saying, okay, if a coconut falls off a tree and hits a person, it didn't cause their death. The
Stanley
massive
is
hemorrhaging did.
Please,
But-
someone wake me up. My name is
That
Stanley.
thing, like-
I have a boss, I
So
have
if a
office,
ki-
I am
if
real.
so if a
Please,
cheesecake
just
fell
someone
off a
tell
tree
me I'm
into
real.
someone's
I must be
mouth
real. I must
then,
be
and gave them diabetes, then that would be okay.
Eating
what you're
one
saying?
piece of cheesecake is not gonna give you diabetes. It's not how diabetes works.
Okay, so they grew
Blunt
a
force
cheese-
trauma works a
This
little
is the story.
different.
They grew a
Woman
cheesecake
in
tree in their house, and every time they walked to
Marianne
work,
woke up
a
on
cheesecake
tree.
fell in their mouth,
Rose, got dressed,
and
gathered
so
her
they
belongings,
blamed their
and went to her
diabetes
place to work.
and
But on this
their
particular day, her walk was
insulin
interrupted
resistance
by the
to
man who had stumbled through town talking
their
and
cheesecake
screaming to
tree.
himself,
Look.
then collapsed dead on
that
the
what you're
side.
saying?
What do you think just killed Stanley? Was it cheesecake,
It was
or
diabetes.
was it a
It was-
coconut?
After a few
It was
brief
diabetes.
moments, she considered the
So
strange
here's the question that I will pose to Loki, because Nugget went off on like all dairy products, do you just hate coconut itself, or are you going to classify like coconut milk and
Yeah,
you
it's
know
all
all
disgusting.
the-
What about
Okay.
jackfruit? A jackfruit is a larger fruit that grows in a tree that would impale people, or at least kill
how many-
people,
I'm gonna
more
look it up.
people
Look,
than
while
coconuts.
Stanley's laying there dying,
Or what about
how
papaya?
many-
Papaya is a very terrible fruit, in my opinion.
Papaya deaths.
The rest of her life.
But it's a bigger fruit
papaya
than a
kill you?
coconut.
So it was only a moment that she
In a
stood
tree.
staring
So if
down
you're
at the
talking
door.
about if your argument is that it is a large fruit that falls from a tree
You know
and
what?
kills
That's a
someone, then let's open the broader
That's a
thing.
straw. That's
we
a straw,
were
it's a
talking
straw man
about
argument.
we
You
no.
could get hit.
That's what I'm asking. What is your argument?
That is my argument. It's gross. It's disgusting. I don't like the texture. I don't like the flavor, and it kills people. That's my argument. Simple, sweet. Don't need to go on some passionate rant about nachos. Just it. Simple. It's bad. That's it. Also, papaya can kill you if you eat it. Bam. How's that? Papaya's terrible too. You should wait till it's ripe.
Do you hate it because it kills people if it falls from a tree?
You know what? I hate things that kill people. Generally, yeah. Yeah.
Then
Are
you should hate
pro-death?
cheesecake.
That's what you're saying. You're pro-death.
Water? You hate
You're
water.
pro-death.
You
I
hate
hate
water.
water when it drowns people.
Oh,
When it drowns
only,
people, yeah.
only. There's a caveat there. Only when it drowns people. I
But you're
only
right.
hate
It also
cheesecake
gives
when
life.
it tastes gross in my mouth. How about that?
But it tastes delicious all the time.
No, it
Unless
doesn't.
it's old and moldy.
It
does.
tastes gross every time it touches my tongue.
Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something
But what happens
crucial
if it's
happen
delicious
while
when
his
I-
senses were turned?
It tastes my
He made a
tongue.
note to be more careful
Oh, hey.
with time.
The cheesecake
Did something on
tastes
that.
your tongue? I don't want to know what's going on there.
If cheese taste
It's
tastes
grown
delicious to my
sentient.
tongue, is it okay? Sorry, I got distracted by a color.
The cheesecake has grown sentient.
If cheesecake is
now-
delicious to my tongue, hey, that's open. Is it bad? Huh? Is it bad? It's only bad because you don't like it?
Wait. But then that's the counter argument, because is coconut bad if it tastes good on other people's tongues?
No, because it kills people.
You can't say
Well
this.
documented.
So a cow,
You know what?
if a cow killed someone, is that a counter argument to coconuts kill people?
No.
Or if a truck carrying cows kills people in a car accident? Because no, your argument is that a coconut falls from a tree and kills someone.
Yeah.
How many people die from coconut falls per year?
It was like 150, I told you.
All right, so how many people die from global warming every year from cow farts?
I don't know. How do you quantify death from global warming?
All right, so you're saying we can't quantify coconut deaths. That's what I'm hearing. Would you agree
What?
with that?
No. Look, right here.
No, that's what I'm
150
saying.
Right here.
No, that's what
Falling
you just
coconuts
said.
kill. Right here. Right, coconuts kill
Where?
150
I
people
can't.
worldwide
You're
a year.
looking at two doors. That's all I see.
Go to Wikipedia. Go to Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Go to
I
Google.
see.
Coconut deaths per year. Bam. Right
Oh,
I
there.
see. I see what he's talking
Quantifiable.
about. Yeah.
Quantifiable, documented cases of coconut killing people.
All right, so Wikipedia is your basis of fact.
Well, perhaps he wanted to stop by the
It's
employee
cited
lounge.
sources. It's researched
what
as much
is
as
the-
anything else is.
What is the cited
Stanley
source?
felt lightheaded.
I don't know. I'm playing a game. You want me to
In a
stop
way,
playing a
he
game and
but eager to
argue
get back to
coconut
business,
deaths with you?
Stanley took the first open door.
Is it less than
You
50?
go this way.
And so he
No, it's
detoured
150.
the section,
Per
walked
what?
ahead to the opposite door.
Ever?
A year.
On track.
150 people a year die from falling coconuts.
Yet there
According
was
to
not a single
Wikipedia.
person here
Okay.
either. Feeling a
Whoa.
wave of disbelief,
How many people die from
Stanley
cheesecake
decided
every
to
year?
go up to his
Well,
boss's office.
here's the
Probably
thing.
probably
It
a
depends.
lot more than that.
It depends on how you want to classify it, because diabetes kills 3.4 million people
right.
every year.
But cheesecake isn't the only thing that causes diabetes.
It's
But-
Coconut
not.
deaths are the only thing that cause coconut deaths.
But I would
And
argue that
one cheesecake's not going to kill you with diabetes.
I would argue that people that are susceptible to the sweets probably enjoy cheesecake.
They probably do.
And may
They probably
overindulge.
also enjoy like toffee and caramel and cupcakes.
All right, so if we want to rephrase this argument, then people that die from coconuts, in which I'm assuming it's because something fell from the sky and landed on their head, would also include anything that falls from the sky and lands on people's heads, right? If we're saying if sugar kills people, then anything that falls from the sky kills people.
No, that's what you're saying. I'm arguing the opposite of that. I'm saying coconuts are directly the cause of the coconut deaths, and you're saying that cheesecake is a contributing factor in their deaths.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
So, mine's a direct cause. Coconut falls, kills. Yours is like, oh, somebody ate poorly for their entire life and didn't exercise. Cheesecake definitely killed them. You're the one making the leap, not me. Seriously, did I not click the floor? 2, 8, 4, 5. You blame cheesecake for that too?
Pushing random buttons on the keypad,
Too much
For your
sugar.
for your butterfingers?
I could.
Amazing. He stepped into
Because you blame cheesecake for everything.
And you blame coconuts for deaths.
To be fair,
Coconut deaths.
To be
I don't
fair,
blame coconuts for all of diabetes deaths.
To be fair, I didn't start this argument blaming a food into killing people. You did. You brought
I
that
did.
argument up.
I did.
I just said it.
And that's why I'm saying cheesecake is better than coconut,
tasting
because cheesecake doesn't kill people.
But so many foods do kill people. How many chokings kill people per year?
Yoink.
And that's across the board. So my question,
Yeah, but is that-
and Monkey
is that
Feathers,
food?
if you
Is
want to
that-
fact check this, is the deaths per coconut less than the deaths per chokings across the board, all
Chokings
foods,
specifically-
regardless of what they are, per year?
4,000.
So that's all
About
food now. So
Boom.
About 4,000. About
Below the
4,000
baseline.
Americans.
Back on track.
how many of those are from cheesecake?
At this point,
How would
just-
cheesecake
argument.
get caught in your throat?
Okay, so so this is what it says. Berkeley Wellness, about 4,000 Americans die each year from choking, usually the result of food going down the wrong way, meaning it doesn't go down the esophagus as it's supposed to. It
Yes.
ends up in the trachea, thus blocking breathing. So about 4,000 Americans. Now, beyond the American category, it doesn't say, so it could be more. Well, clearly it is likely more, but
Yeah, if they're only counting Americans.
yeah, so...
I don't think Americans are the only ones who choke to death on food.
Well, I realized how I phrased it, it wasn't the best way
Also,
to phrase it,
is that
so that's
including
why.
deaths, or is that just people who choked?
the real story. Trapped
It's
forever
about
in
4,000
that
Americans die each year from choking.
Die.
Perhaps
So,
his death
yes,
was
it's
lost.
like you choked, you couldn't breathe, you died.
Blind man.
So you're safer to walk under a coconut tree than to eat food,
Shadow life.
if that was
You're right, but you
rephrased.
eat food a lot longer than, or a lot more than you eat coconuts. Oh, I just died. Nope.
Farewell, Stanley, cried
Whoa.
the narrator, as
Hey.
Stanley was led
You just
helplessly into the enormous
There's a new.
metal jaws.
No, I'm just.
In a single
crouched.
visceral instant,
Oh,
And it changed the
Stanley
gender
was
of the
obliterated as
narrator.
the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
By the way, you are welcome, audience, to this lovely debate that has spawned from which is better, the coconut or the cheesecake.
And yet it would be just a few
Totally the
minutes
coconut.
before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator
You know, if
think he
I
know
was
what?
going to jump onto a ship, I think I would jump onto the coconut ship
When
because I had
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
coconut curry today.
created for you long in
So,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I would jump on the
Which?
coconut.
So here's another question: which would you rather die eating, coconut or
see
cheesecake?
Do you see that Stanley
cheese
was
or
already
coconut,
dead from the moment
obviously.
I
he
know what you
started?
would.
Well,
Because
yeah, I would go with coconut because, quite frankly, I've lost the appeal for cheesecake. So if I was going to jump into the bandwagon of this, I would side with coconut being better because it's healthier for you. It's a better alternative to a lot of dairy products if you're thinking about coconut milk.
Almond is.
Well, yeah, almond is, but almond's not in the debate. It's coconut
Almond,
or
so
cheesecake.
You're just saying that almond coconut's better than cheesecake because of that. You know what? Almond milk is better than coconut milk.
I'm saying it's a better alternative to cheesecake because cheesecake's flat out unhealthy for you.
If you're watching your caloric
If you
intake.
ate a whole coconut, what would your caloric intake be?
All right.
Instead of a whole cheesecake.
Whole coconut? I don't know. Probably what? 150 calories, maybe?
I would say it's probably more like 300 to 500.
Actually,
All the coconut meat. And that's just
Okay.
off the top of my head.
Calories.
No. So that's. Hold on. Let me. Okay, because I want to make sure that we get this right.
So we're going to Wikipedia.
Oh, Wikipedia, when it works for you, it works for you.
Okay.
You are a politician.
Let's see.
Here's another reason. You know exactly how many calories are in a slice of cheesecake. This is like she's doing math over there to try and figure out coconut calories.
Well, it's because okay,
Anything you have to do math on is not good. Just saying.
Because it's taking a whole coconut that's packed with the meat, the milk, the everything, and it's saying it's 1,400 calories for like the whole like every. But that's why I'm trying to figure out how the cheesecake is classified in the way that it's broken down.
Yeah, you're the one who's like a slice of cheesecake's 1,500 calories, a whole coconut's 1,400. Sounds like they're the same thing to me. Only one's disgusting.
In which no one eats a whole coconut. And most people don't drink the milk either.
Yeah, and most people don't eat a whole cheesecake.
Oh, look at these two.
So I don't know. It might be that they're very similar in their calorie intake.
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time.
Oh, I died that time.
Ba-bum-ba-bum.
And also, let's be honest, coconuts have disease-fighting properties, whereas cheesecake just gives you
diseases,
diabetes, and diseases.
Cheesecake lifts your spirits. Which one would you feel happy? I mean, I know what you guys are going to answer because you're just going to answer the opposite of me. So, cheesecake lifts your spirits.
Hey, Loki, I just want to come across the aisle right now and just like I understand that you love cheesecake, but I want you to know that I love coconut as much as you love cheesecake. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay that we...
No, it's my...
Perhaps he wanted to stop
Wow.
by the lounge.
It's my right as a red-blooded American to have my personal opinions be forced on everyone else.
Perhaps
Forced on everyone else, shoved down
Just
their
like
throats.
just like it's your right as a red-blooded American to force your opinions on me. Because they're opinions.
Stanley was so bad.
They're more real than facts.
That's not what I was going to say.
You were trying to be nice.
Look, Stanley,
Bridge the gap. Have a resolution to this.
He was trying to find a bipartisan resolution to this, and you just slapped his hand away and said, no, we are not going to reach
how
a
much I hate
compromise.
30 years of friendship down the drain.
Wow.
All because of a
Channel
coconut.
ended. Thanks for joining us. This is now officially the final episode you will ever see of, us and Super Monkey Fighters. I'm so sorry. I would say,
And we haven't
Watch
even
the other
talked about
videos.
walnuts in this episode.
wait, who's on which side of the walnut case?
That's her, Stanley.
Walnut, see? Nuts. Nuts are dangerous.
Unplug the phone.
Especially when they're thrown into the back of your head.
You see?
By
Imagine if it was a coconut.
A complicit party.
I was trying to teach you a lesson and warn you about the dangers of nuts.
Clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone.
So is that why you hate coconuts so much?
It's the traumatic experience from him throwing a nut at a
You have
friend.
PTSD about nuts
I
with
think
a hard
you're-
exterior.
You're the
It's-
one with the PTSD from walnuts.
But
It's
I
repressed
love
trauma.
nuts. I love coconuts. I love walnuts. even to this day.
Apparently my plan backfired.
Had I not noticed it sooner?
So,
Totally
by the sound of it,
backfired.
though,
You're a real
Loki's on the
person.
side against walnuts.
Yeah,
Can't believe
actually,
I was so mistaken.
I like. Here's the thing. I'm a fan of some nuts, but walnuts, they're the sour cream of the nut universe.
The redheaded stepchild that no one talks to.
Yeah, way too much work to get to them. They taste dusty and woody, and they're just not good like other nuts.
So all I heard was
You know-
Cashews, which probably aren't even technically nuts.
from you
Those are the
with sour
cases.
cream. So you agree that sour cream is a lower,
The redheaded stepchild.
a lower
of-
cream
In the dairy kingdom.
in the
Yeah.
Dairy King. Okay.
And I agree to bridge the gap, to step across the aisle.
Yes.
Ice cream is the king of the dairy.
I appreciate that. All right, I think we can get somewhere here. I think we have an agreement. Or
Ice cream with walnuts on it?
Understanding.
No, bad. Ice cream with sour cream on it? Probably not that great. Some things don't mix.
Yeah, like cheese and cake.
Sugar and ricotta, sugar and ricotta,
and at no time should
in a
you make
cannoli,
choice
on a cake,
that does not conform to
in
rational
a pan,
logic. If you
in a
find
tube,
yourself speaking
just
with a person
into my
who does not
veins.
make
That's how
sense,
good it
in all
is.
likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then
I
provide
don't know
an
what's going on
excuse
here.
Did
why
we
you
just
cannot
fall
Apparently we're watching the
into-
1950s.
Are we in
Partner practicing,
Fallout? Did
my
like
goodness,
our
is it
games just
4:30?
cross?
I'm supposed to be
We're
having
watching
a
an
back sack and
educational
crack.
employee video telling you how to interact with other coworkers.
Also, the only words I caught out of that was
Excellent.
back sack and
Making
crack.
choices on a regular basis.
Whoa.
Is the
Now
best
so you were right,
healthy
alligator.
decision-making
You
process.
said it. You called it.
Most medical professionals
Probably last
recommend
episode.
making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less?
Jeez.
And finally, if you begin to wonder if your
Kid should
choices
not
are
be smoking
actually
a pipe.
meaningful and whether you'll ever
That
make
is-
a
Kid, I think
contribution to
He's
the world,
60-year-old.
just remember
He's a
that
60-year-old in the
vast infiniteness of
1950s.
space,
But
your
plus his
thoughts
tie,
and
look how
problems are
wide that tie
materially
was. That's not a
insignificant.
1960s tie.
And the
60s
feeling
ties were
50s. I said
or 50s ties.
50s.
time, your instructor
Okay.
will guide you in an exercise to test and
I don't know, when
reinforce
were
the material
fat
covered in
ties
this
popular?
Before we were born.
Whoa.
Welcome back.
What's
You
going
may have
on here?
noticed that this room has begun to
We don't know
deteriorate
anything that's been
as a
going on.
result
I
of
have been
contradiction.
part of a
But
lengthy
not to
debate.
worry.
Yeah,
Yes.
all I've been
Part
doing
of-
has been talking about
Part of,
coconut,
cause of.
cheesecake, and depth, and you've been playing a game on the side.
This way, please.
Cause? I'm not the cause of it. Your varying opinions are what cause a debate.
Our varying opinions are what make us unique individuals. Them being put
Yes.
at odds by certain people.
Your choices are meaningful.
That's
We
what
can't have
caused
you
the
off platform.
argument.
Put at odds? I didn't do anything.
See, OSHA, look, while I was in the training meeting,
No sense at all.
Fair
OSHA
enough.
stopped by.
Just need to get you
So-
I can't jump off there.
Let this
So we're
go to
doing
show
good in the
you,
world.
kids. Even though we have differing debates and opinions of things,
equipped to deal with reality.
we'll still
OSHA
find.
will still keep you safe.
No, that's not where I was going. You suck.
All right. Where were you going? You were gonna end us on a heartfelt bonding experience.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, and then you
But he ruined the moment, and now he
stamped
can't
on
do
my
that.
dreams, and
He's tried several times across the aisle and
I'm
find
trying
a
to be
compromise.
a good person and
Look,
show
look.
that there are good
Back to the
people,
correct ending, the story
or
was
at
Wing
least
fart.
once
that
again,
people
you'll
in the
be home
world
free in the real world.
can.
Wing fart. Remember wing fart?
Yeah, I remember. All right, all right. So that's how Loki extends his hand across the aisle.
I make you laugh.
He reminds me of shit I said before.
Basically 5 minutes
To
beforehand.
do is behave
As
exactly
though
as
it's been
Stanley
a
would. That
forgotten
means choosing
phrase or
responsibly
saying.
and always putting the story first.
But all I want to say is, hey, if your friends make you laugh and they don't make you feel bad, they're probably good friends. But if they make you feel bad, they're probably not your friends. Even if you have a debate about things, if you can still laugh about it, you're in a good space.
You're in a good space. Also, we should make a mug that says wing farts on it.
Yes, we should. Leave a comment below if you would like to buy a wing fart mug, and we will make them if we get enough traction with that.
Disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
I guarantee
Was that
you.
always on the thing? I thought that was... Oh. Hey, how to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you, take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Yeah, that seems about right.
Did
Don't
we follow
throw
that?
walnuts at your friends.
Unless they have given you consent. In which I did not,
Can't go in
for the
broom
record.
closet.
Oh, and I want to let you go down the stairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
All right. All right. Back to the boss's office. If I can walk through the door sideways, just to see if there's anything new down here.
I just want to say I have a lounge that has this same red fabric on it.
Really?
Kind of. Same color. Yes.
You have a lounge?
Yes.
Whoa, the office changed.
Stepping inside his manager's
Do you have a
office,
lounge that has
Stanley
this
was
green
wondering
coloring
Oh,
as
what's
well?
going on there?
Not the green.
indication of any
I think
fungus.
we need to put our differences aside.
Unraveled,
Panda
Stanley
murder?
in disbelief
Definitely a bad
orchestrated
thing.
this.
We should
Until
all be
he
against
saw the
panda
door
murder.
I'd probably
with the voice
disagree
receiver
with
next
panda
to it.
murder.
Surely behind this door lay
I
all
thought
the
you were going to
answers to his
disagree with me
questions.
about
And
panda
beyond all
murder.
probability,
I was waiting
Really?
for that as well.
Panda murder's bad.
Just last week, Night Shark 115.
I'd expect that kind of thing from Feathers, not from you.
No, don't even expect that from me.
Stanley had been
not
trained
even
never
close.
to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
Do you think there's something back there?
He
Look, the
drew a
wall's
sharp
different color.
breath and then spoke the code.
Probably something back
Slide
there.
it. You slide the bookshelf. Like,
Slide it from this way.
here's your...
Or is that just the shadows broken?
Probably the shadow's broken if you can't move it.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
It's probably a reused
He
model.
spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I can't talk, buddy. Come on.
Press the talk button.
I'm pressing the buttons.
I'm sorry.
It's O.
Broom. You didn't mishear.
/0, right?
Please
Oh.
speak the code
0.
into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Great.
Okay, R for red.
Can you do... What about using the phone? Can you do the phone? On the
Okay,
desk?
fine. You're not
Nothing?
going to do it, but you know
Nothing.
what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to.
Why is that
suddenly have
bookshelf?
better things to do. I
It's 'cause
asked
it
you
was
for
in front of
this
the door.
one single thing for your respect.
Why is
The
everybody
kind of
always yelling at me?
Stanley shows for
You're a
Jeez.
terrible
He knows what it
employee.
means to take a story seriously. If
And
you
your
didn't want to
opinions
see
are
what I had to
wrong.
show you,
It's
then
'cause
why
I
did you
wouldn't kill
come
those
here?
pandas,
You had a
that's
choice,
why.
You know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come
The
this way?
hell
Speak.
you
Say
want
something
head
to me.
over
Explain
there?
yourself, you coward.
Explain
What's wrong with
yourself.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That
Okay.
means
Really?
choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Should we go left or right?
Left.
All right.
You said all right.
Okay. And usually you pick, I think it's left you go if you're stuck in a maze. You always turn left and you'll make your way out.
Feeling a wave of
It's your military
disbelief,
left.
What? What? Oh.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly
Go
and
left.
always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
To the
All right.
left.
When Stanley came to a set of 2
To the
open
left,
doors,
to the left.
he entered the door on his left.
Left. Around the corner.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Nope.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
All right.
behave exactly as Stanley would.
I'm gonna go right this time.
Choosing responsibly and
Maybe you
always
should just keep
putting
going
the
left.
So
instead of right.
weak.
I'm quite sure you'll
I'm
be
with
up
that.
to the task.
Keep going
Just
left.
follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Keep going left?
All right.
Yep.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
don't know. Like, I'm getting less and less. Like, I don't know. That stuff's over there. I thought it was on the other side. How far can
Yet
we
there
get?
was not a single person here either.
Run! You can do it. Nope. As soon as I get through that door. Every time.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Door on his right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly.
Because you won't let us go
Back in
left.
the other direction.
You want
We're
to
not too
give my
late.
filing cabinets flack now?
That's easy. Yes.
Well, I guess I can't go anywhere. Alright. Whoa. Jeez. It's like Dr. Seuss and Tim Burton got in a fight in there. Yeah, things look normal so far.
Only you would have made that reference.
It's ruined. I can't believe after everything we
I have to
talked
think
about
that maybe one or
my
two other people
story,
might have.
You've destroyed my work.
Between the three of
Why?
us,
For what?
Between the
only
Get out of
you
that.
would
What
have
did you
made that
think was
reference.
so
Jump.
special about seeing
Jump.
the game undone, left here like so much garbage. It's worthless now.
Oh.
What am I supposed to do?
Maybe if you had a cheesecake, you could just roll over
My
the
story is now incorrect. How can I
table.
go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever.
cup say?
I couldn't live that way.
Please
Is it better to shut
do
the game down
more
entirely? To willingly
math.
destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do?
Please do not
What
steal.
What do I do?
Oh, there's one underneath there.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Violet. That's
I
who you would
have
be.
to.
You'd become Violet. Well, I was because he said you'd just roll over, and I was trying to remember the character from Willy Wonka, and it would be Violet.
You're turning violet, Violet.
You're turning into a blueberry, a big blueberry that you can just roll over things, or someone would roll you for.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
Alright.
You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only
Now
thing in
you've
the world
done
that was
it.
mine, and you run it into the ground.
Now
Did
you've
you think
done
that would
it.
be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
This is really
Actually knows
like
how to
a
do what I
like
tell
a
him to.
god
He understands that if I say to do something, there's a
entity,
damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't
unpredictable,
even occurred to you, had it?
angry,
That there's a world outside of you. You're a child.
doesn't shy away from destroying things.
My
Yeah.
story.
Makes you want to cower in
Resetting
fear.
things
Gone
every
through
once
the
in a
door on the
while.
left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground
in
facility.
some
You would have destroyed
groups,
it and been victorious.
changing
would have
it
been
all
so
around on you.
perfect. I worked so hard on it.
Through
I
divine
tried so
revelation.
Oh, those ending. Those. Oh, all right.
Came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the
Now you are God, apparently, watching your character.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I need you
end.
to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Oh wow, like the end, apparently.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is
Credits.
Have you ever seen this?
Wow.
I have seen this before.
It cannot exist without you. Do you understand?
Well, I think that's where we should end it, because
Probably a great spot to end it.
it's the end.
Yeah.
There's more things to do, I'm sure.
Probably other endings you can get. Well, clearly, because there's probably many, many endings we have not even touched upon.
Important than you can ever know.
There's
Right.
3 songs at least.
The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there?
Valve support was there.
Stanley, are you there?
The narrator's getting really sad because you're not.
He is. He has no friend to play with anymore.
Can wait.
Yeah.
You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is
Galactic
correct.
Cafe, that's an excellent name.
That's all right.
The squad on this light.
For what? A band?
It's the right thing to do.
Just
Cafe?
in general, anything. A band,
Take as much
a
time.
game company,
A car?
cafe, a car? Maybe not a car.
No? Okay, so it isn't the greatest name.
It's not the
ever.
best name ever of everything. It's just that it was a great name. All right, we're going to wrap this one up here. The great cheesecake debate of 2021 has come to an end.
The
Stanley
cheesecake coconut
Parable.
debate.
So it is the cheesecake debate, which means coconut wins by that title.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because there's
Sure.
a debate on
Clearly,
cheesecake.
okay, I take it all
coconut.
back. The debate's not settled. This will rage on for years to come, and
It'll bleed into other episodes. So be
other
prepared
series.
to be prepared to see that.
You can't change right.
And we're gonna wrap this one up here. Let us know down below all of the things we told you to tell us about coconut and cheesecake and cheese and diabetes, and tell us if you want to see more Stanley Parable. I don't know what more we can do. I'm sure there's other endings we didn't get. There was that whole facility we hit the first time. We didn't get back there. So maybe we'll come back to it, maybe not.
There's also the random situation with the different office layout and the door that you were never
Do
able to
you
reopen.
care? You want to see?
That's the thing. If you want to see it, maybe we'll come back. We'll probably rant through the whole thing though. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Adios.
See ya.